As of today, credit card companies are being forced by the government to be slightly less cartoonishly evil than they otherwise would be, with cackling glee. Thanks to a bill signed by President Obama last May. Credit card companies now have to give you 45 days notice of significant changes to your card. That includes stuff like fees and interest rate changes. If they're going to make those changes, you have a right to say no to them and to cancel your card. Also, your bill now must arrive at least 21 days before it's due, and that due date has got to be consistent month to month, and they can't say you're late anymore if your payment arrives before 5 p.m. on the day it's due. When you do accrue credit card debt, you will also now find a notification on your bill telling you how long it'll take to pay off that debt if you're making just minimum payments, and how much you'd have to shell out each month if you wanted to pay it off in 3 months. Plus, interest rates cannot be raised on late payments anymore unless you are more than 60 days late paying your bill. And here's a detail that will drive some people crazy, but it will probably save a lot of people's financial lives, too. If you are under the age of 21, you can no longer get a credit card unless you can prove financially that you can afford it, or you'll have to have a cosigner on your application. Credit card companies will also get the boot from college campuses. No more marketing directly to 18-year-olds at the student center, which I think is the way that I got my first credit card, because I did not want to do laundry, and you could have a free, clean T-shirt if you filled out the application. I'm embarrassed to admit that. In that same credit card sanity bill, though, there was also an amendment that was inserted into the legislation by Oklahoma Senator Tom Coburn. This amendment allows people to bring loaded guns into national parks. That's in the credit card bill. Thanks, Senator Coburn. The ban on loaded weapons in national parks and wildlife refuges has been in effect for 94 years. It required visitors to keep their guns unassembled, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. But now the National Park Service no longer gets to set its own rules. Each park will be subject to the gun laws of its state. That means that 373 of the 392 national parks in this country will allow firearms. That said, that's complicated by the fact that about 30 parks are in more than one state. So now, thanks to the genius of Senator Coburn, you'll have to keep track of what part of the park you're in at all times and know where the state lines are in order to know whether or not your loaded gun is legal in that particular spot. In exchange for all the hassle, danger, and complexity Senator Coburn's brilliant idea just imposed on our nation's national park rangers, maybe the nation's credit card companies can send them some junky free T-shirts they won't be using to bait college freshmen anymore.